Hi everyone, welcome to Lesson 7, Exodus and Wilderness. So last week, if you remember, Moses had just confronted Pharaoh. Pharaoh's, again, the king of Egypt, and there's the 10 plagues, and then Pharaoh finally goes, fine, get out of here, and tells them to leave. And before they leave, though, they eat the Passover meal. They eat this meal and they eat it fast, and this is the same meal that Jesus eats at the Last Supper with the disciples. So it is a remembrance, a commemoration of this first meal, and that's where we get Holy Communion from. So they eat the meal and then they leave. They get out of town. They get out of there as fast as they can. But after they've left, Pharaoh changes Pharaoh's mind on it. And he goes, I don't want them to leave. And he sends soldiers after them. And the Israelites reach what's called the Red Sea or the Reed Sea. And they're wondering how they're going to cross it when the Egyptian soldiers catch up to them. And they go, what do we do now? So let's watch our video to see what happens.
Oh! Ta-da! Not much farther, my faithful Israelites. The Lord will lead us out of Egypt yet.
Egypt was awful. We were abused.
We were slaves.
The lowest of the low.
The subject of constant insults.
We have but one obstacle to cross. The Red Sea.
Do we have a boat?
Yeah, I didn't think to bring one.
But the Red Sea's like really deep.
Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance of the Lord.
Halt! Halt! In the name of Pharaoh!
Why did we ever leave Egypt?
The abuse was good-natured.
We were employed.
You have led us into a death trap.
Fear not. God totally has a plan.
Why isn't the sea parting?
Part! The sea will now part!
Noteworthy girl!
Captain Remarkable! Thank goodness I found you! What is this strange place?
The realm of Human.
You must return to the Remarkable realm! Dr. Bland has developed the ultimate weapon, the Bland Ray.
The Bland Ray?
One blast causes you to doubt the source of all your remarkableness.
You mean?
Yes. Without faith in the source of your powers, you resign yourself to living a wholly unremarkable life. Dr. Bland zapped the whole Remarkable roster with the Bland Ray, and now they're all working for him as office temps.
Then there's no time to lose.
Lord, I thank thee for this gift of futuristic power tools.
Remarkable! Todd, you're needed in the Remarkable realm. There's no time to explain. We have to leap into the funny pages immediately.
I'm sorry.
Come, we must infiltrate Dr. Bland's hideout and liberate the Remarkable roster.
Super! Where is Dr. Bland's hideout? Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
So bland. Tread carefully. Wait!
Huh?
Land.
Noteworthy girl!
Would anyone like me to go over their tax returns?
Land.
Captain Remarkable!
Can't fight it. Urge to do data entry. Too strong.
You'll never get away with this, Dr. Bland!
But what can you do, Todd? You're already incredibly mediocre.
Maybe that's exactly why I'm the right man for the job.
Land.
Let my super people go.
No! You'll make him remarkably bland!
The world is collapsing into a vortex of blandness!
We should have stayed off his temps.
Hey! You can crash in my world!
The realm of human? But our superpowers don't work there. We'll be helpless.
You have to make a leap of faith. Just like the Israelites had to make a leap of faith when Moses led them into the wilderness. They had to trust that God would take care of them.
Why are we talking about the
It
Israelites?
just seemed like a teachable moment.
We're running out of time!
Okay, lesson's over. What's it gonna be?
Say something. Say anything. Anyone.
No one said leaving Egypt would be easy. Some might have thought it impossible. But have faith in God, O people of Israel. Trust in the Lord. For God continually brings possibility from impossible situations.
Moses, we are glad you are back. But who are all of these,
Angels. We're angels.
Yes, they are the Lord's angels. Come, Israelites. We've got a sea to cross. Who's with me?
And cute water effects. The soldiers are drowned. The Israelites crossed the Red Sea. This just might work.
So that was our video. The story is from Exodus 14, so let's read that now. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. The Lord pushed back the sea by a strong east wind all night, turning the sea into dry land. The waters were split into two. The Israelites walked into the sea on dry ground. The waters formed a wall for them on their right hand and on their left. The Egyptians chased them and went into the sea after them, all of Pharaoh's horses, chariots, and cavalry. The morning approached, and the Lord looked down on the Egyptian camp from the column of lightning and cloud and threw the Egyptian camp into a panic. The Lord jammed their chariot wheels so they wouldn't turn easily. The Egyptians said, "Let's get away from these Israelites because the Lord is fighting for them against Egypt." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea so that the water comes back and covers the Egyptians, their chariots, and their cavalry." So Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and at daybreak the sea returned to its normal depth. The Egyptians were driving toward it, and the Lord tossed the Egyptians into the sea. The waters returned and covered the chariots and the cavalry and Pharaoh's entire army that had followed them into the sea. Not one of them remained. The Israelites, however, walked on dry ground through the sea. The waters formed a wall for them on their right hand and on their left. The Lord rescued Israel from the Egyptians that day. Israel saw the Egyptians dead on the seashore. So after the escape from Egypt involving all these plagues, the Israelites found themselves stuck between a sea and an army. And God provides safe passage across the Red Sea for the Israelites, and all who follow Moses' command were saved. So the discussion question, or the first one, is, before you knew of God's plan, what would have you said to Moses as Pharaoh's army approached? So what have you thought? You're standing there, and you're looking at the sea in front of you. You could see across. You could see that there's other side, but it's too far for you to swim. And there's no place to go either direction. And you look behind you and you see the starts of clouds of dust. Maybe you even hear horse beats coming. You hear sort of like mild thunder, and you go, what do we do? I think I would have gone, well, maybe we shouldn't have come out here. I think there would have been part of me that goes, I don't know if this was a good idea. And that goes for our second question. If the Israelites would have had a choice to follow Moses or to safely return to slavery in Egypt, which do you think they would have chosen and why? I think a bunch of them probably would have gone, maybe I'll go back. There's a better chance I'll at least survive then. I won't die if I go back, at least, probably. But here, I mean, the soldiers might even kill us, and who knows what's after that. So I think a bunch of them were going, why did we decide to follow Moses here? So let's learn more, because that sort of line of like, well, what do we do now is sort of the theme of our next section on after they get across. So after they get across, everything's happy, right? Nope. So now, after they've crossed the Red Sea, they find themselves in the middle of this wilderness, and they're not sure what to do or what to eat or where to go. They start complaining. Well, what are we going to eat, Moses? Why do you even bring us out here? So let's watch our video, and that'll explain a little bit more what's going on.
Oh! Ta-da! Come, my fellow people, let us seek refuge for the evening under the comforting canopy of this broom tree.
Moses.
Do you have a grievance, my brother?
I really don't like the wilderness. I find it dusty, dangerous, and pretty lame. Honestly, I wish we had died in Egypt.
Why'd you even bring us out here, Moses? To starve?
Moses has always been pro-starvation.
Whoa! I did not lead you out of Egypt. The Lord led you out of Egypt. Your issue is with God.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. I'm with the superhero refugees in the basement. I hate to be a drag, but Admiral Awesome is having a tough time with the whole banished from the place of his birth and not having use of his superpowers thing. Are there any tissues?
I'm sorry, I think I misheard you. Did you say you were an angel?
Oh, right. You're performing. Yes, I am an angel.
Get off stage.
Tissues. Thanks.
I believe the angel was telling me that God is ready to talk. So I will do that now. God, the Israelite spirits have hit rock bottom.
I have heard their grumble against me.
Great, we're on the same page.
I will rain bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this...
Hey, sorry to bother you again, but do you have any pillows?
Do not interrupt God!
Sorry, I know. It's just the sub-basement floor is really hard, and Noteworthy Girl, without her superpowers, has developed some chronic back issues.
It's true. I'm a mess back there.
We'll try to find you a pillow.
Great. Thanks so much. Also, the mound's teddy bear sprung a leak. Do you, have any stuffing?
We'll look into it.
Super. Thanks so much.
God, you gotta rein in these angels of yours.
So...
Get off stage!
You don't need to yell. We're under a lot of stress.
Okay, so...
What is going on here?
Todd, wrap it up! Get us to intermission. We can't go on like this!
Gotcha! How long will the Israelites endure the harshness of the wilderness? Will they learn to trust God's care and provision? Will the angels continue to interrupt with their proclamations? Stick around for Act 3 after a brief second intermission.
Do not ruin our play, Remarkable. I realize that Todd destroyed your world, but that is not an excuse to trample all over my art. What is the problem?
Hey, Beck, tensions are running high, but the audience is still with us. Why don't you take 5 and have a juice box?
I think you might be right, Todd.
Hey there, big guy. What's going on?
Morale is at an all-time low in the sub-basement. We're all feeling trapped, and that maybe we were better off working for Dr. Bland as office temps.
I don't have all the answers. In fact, I'm hard-pressed to think of a single one. But I do know that God is looking out for us, because that's my next line in the script. And I'm playing Moses. Moses talked to God all of the time. God didn't send the Israelites out of Egypt alone, just like I'm sure God hasn't abandoned 20 comic characters after liberating them from the clutches of Dr. Bland.
But we still need tissues to dry our tears.
And pillows for our backs.
And stuffing for Teddy.
We'll try our best to get you these items, but just remember, you can get all out of shape fretting over feeling helpless, or Embrace the wilderness, for the wilderness reveals to us just how dependent we truly are on God.
So you're saying that our lack of superpowers and living in the sub-basement is our wilderness, and it's teaching us to depend on God instead of ourselves?
Places for Act 3, everyone.
We need a sign. Some sort of indication that the Lord is in our corner.
There's no time for a sign from God. Hit the curtain for Act 3. No! That's the wrong... Lever. That was supposed to be the climax. Now the stage is covered in manna. How can we start Act 3, Lena?
What is this stuff?
It's cotton balls, for God raining manna on the Israelites.
This manna absorbs tears as effectively as the leading tissue brands.
It's so soft. My back feels great.
Oh, Teddy's gonna be all right.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Becky. This gift of manna is most appreciated. Come on, team! Let's get it off their hands.
Start Act 3.
So the Bible reading for the video is from Exodus 16, so let's read that. The whole Israelite community set out from Elim and came to the Sin Desert, which is located between Elim and Sinai. They set out on the 15th day of the second month after they had left the land of Egypt. The whole Israelite community complained against Moses and Aaron in the desert. And the Israelites said to them, "Oh, how we wish that the Lord had just put us to death while we are still in the land of Egypt. There we could sit by the pots cooking meat and eating our fill of bread. Instead, you've brought us out into this desert to starve this whole assembly to death." The Lord said to Moses, "I'm going to make bread rain down from the sky for you. The people will go out each day and gather just enough for that day. This way I'll test them to see whether or not they follow my instruction. On the sixth day, when they measure out what they've collected, they'll be twice as much as they collected on other days." So Moses and Aaron said to all the Israelites, "This evening you will know that it was the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt. And in the morning you will see the Lord's glorious presence, because your complaints against the Lord have been heard. Who are we? Why blame us?" Moses continued, "The Lord will give you meat to eat in the evening and your fill of bread in the morning. And in the evening a flock of quail fell down and covered the camp. And in the morning there was a layer of dew all around the camp. When the layer of dew lifted, there was on the desert surface were like thin flakes, as thin as frost on the ground. When the Israelites saw it, they said to each other, 'What is it?' They didn't know what it was. The Israelite people called it manna, which means, 'What is it?' It was like coriander seed, white and tasted like honey wafers." So, after this riveting escape from Egypt, the Israelites trekked through the wilderness for years after this, and their survival didn't seem like it was assured. And they complained to Moses, and they complained to Moses' brother Aaron. They're like, "Maybe we should have just stayed in Egypt. At least there we had food to eat." But God has heard their cries while they're in the wilderness and responded that they're provided what they needed. They got bread that rained down from heaven. So our discussion question is, what would the world be like if we got everything we demanded? So they demand water, they demand food, and they get it. What would it be like if we just got anything we wanted? I think at first it would be great. Be like, yeah, I just got whatever I wanted. I want the new big TV. I want the new video game system, a new computer. Everything I want, I get it. But I think after a while, we'd start treating other people badly. I think we'd get too much into thinking we're the best and we don't need other people. We don't need other things to do things for us. We don't need to care about other people because we just get whatever we want. So why should we care about other people? I think we'd only start caring about who we are and what we got. Sort of privileged in that way of like, well, I don't need all the people, so I'm the best. So I think that would be a problem. I think we'd eventually get to the point of not acting in the right way. And I think that would be the problem there. So, well, I hope you guys have a good week. That's the end of our video. Remember to answer the discussion questions and have a good one. So, bye everyone.